If it wasn't for this goal, England would not have won the World Cup in '66, and Bobby Charlton would have missed out on the Ballon d'Or in that same year. A lot happened in the year 1966, including the greatest day in English football history, but it wasn't always like this. Poor tactical preparation and the Munich disaster were some of the reasons England had not progressed past the quarterfinals in any of their previous World Cup appearances. Consequently, from the wreckage of the Munich disaster, one of England's greatest internationals would recover from his injuries in the crash and get dubbed the greatest player in the world. But one journalist's vote could have changed all of that. As recent Ballon d'Or results have shown, the importance of World Cup years has a vast influence on voting. After the World Cup in 1966, three main candidates emerged. The story of the victors is well known, but can you truly give the award of the greatest player in the world to someone after what they did during 6 games at an international tournament? What else did Bobby Charlton achieve in 1966? Well, Manchester United did not win a single piece of silverware this year, coming 4th in the English First Division and losing in the semi-finals of both the European Cup and the FA Cup. Bobby Charlton scored 18 goals for club and country in 1966, including 3 goals at the World Cup. In an England team that did not play particularly well throughout the tournament, they were dragged to the final with 2 goals from Bobby Charlton in the semi-final against Portugal. In the final, he would meet an outside chance for the Ballon d'Or, eventual third-place finisher Franz Beckenbauer. The 20-year-old had a stunning World Cup in an unusual attacking midfield role. Scoring 4 goals, he spearheaded West Germany to the final in his first World Cup experience. But at Wembley, the West Germans would fall short. How short? Well, maybe a blade of grass. The most controversial goal of all time caused the West Germans to seek an equaliser, exposing their defence to concede another goal. Can you imagine how it would have unfolded if they had not given that goal? Germany could have gone on to win the '66 World Cup, causing voters to sway in favour of the young star Beckenbauer, who pioneered the West German attack and led them to World Cup glory. Beckenbauer amassed 59 points, 22 behind Charlton, and he wasn't even the closest competitor to Charlton's Ballon d'Or win. Portuguese star Eusebio was the top goal scorer at the '66 World Cup with 9 goals. More than Beckenbauer and Charlton combined. In fact, he scored more goals in the quarter-final than either of the two did in the entire tournament, scoring 4 goals in a 5-3 win over North Korea. Eusebio also scored in the semi-final against England, and if not for the famous performance by Nobby Stiles, it may have been Eusebio progressing to the final instead of Charlton. Eusebio was the reigning Ballon d'Or winner from 1965, despite losing the European Cup final that year, but his 9 goals in the year's tournament helped him explode to the top of the voting. However, in the 1966 European Cup, a familiar face knocked Eusebio's Benfica out of the quarterfinals. Like Charlton and United, Eusebio would not win any silverware with his club in '66, but the sheer volume of goals that was scored in the year propelled him to miss out on his second Ballon d'Or in a row by just 1 point. The voting was extremely close this year, with 22 sports journalists casting their votes and picking the top 5 candidates for the award in order. Only Beckenbauer managed to rank in the top 5 for each of the journalists, but even then only managed to rank up 59 points. Eusebio actually gathered votes from 20 of the 22, while Charlton only managed 19 from the 22. If one of the 2 journalists that didn't vote for Eusebio would have put him in their top 5, Eusebio could have walked away with his second Ballon d'Or in back-to-back years. Surprisingly, in the voting, there was not a single vote for any member of the Real Madrid squad that won the European Cup that year. Not a single journalist from the 22 countries voted for a single player from that European Cup winning side. This was the first of 2 times since the Ballon d'Or has been awarded that not a single player from the European Cup or Champions League winning team would get a single vote from any journalist for the Ballon d'Or. The other time was in 1982 when Aston Villa won the European Cup. However, there's something that deserves mentioning. The Ballon d'Or at the time was known as the European Football of the Year, but what if we opened this iteration of the award to the entire planet? Who would have been the front-runners for the award? The obvious inclusion here is Ballon. The already 2-time World Cup winner, now in his 3rd World Cup, would see his biggest failure on the world's grandest stage. Brazil didn't even progress from the group stage, and Ballon, riddled with injuries, looked a shadow of the man that had been viewed in the previous 2 World Cups. For Santos, he finished the year as the top scorer for the 9th consecutive year. However, in theme with the rest of the players on this list, Ballon failed to win any major silverware with his club. In an injury-riddled season, he struggled to make appearances. Apart from Ballon, standout non-Europeans from the tournament were Argentine duo Silvio Marsolini and Luis Ardime, Marsolini being named as the only non-European in the '66 World Cup All-Star team. However, Argentina failed to make the semi-finals in an average tournament for the South Americans. In 1966, Alberto Spencer won both the Copa Libertadores and the Intercontinental Cup, where Peñarol beat European champions Real Madrid with help from Spencer as he scored in the first half in a 2-0 win. Considered as one of the greatest South American strikers of all time, Spencer did not receive the recognition from European fans. A major contributor to the lack of recognition is the fact that he, alongside the likes of George Best and Ryan Giggs, is amongst one of the best players to never feature in the World Cup. Had he made the '66 World Cup with Ecuador, he may have been in with an outside chance of the Ballon d'Or due to the sheer amount of goals and sheer amount of trophies that he won in '66. The 60s were an incredible decade for football, and you should check out this video to see the top 5 goals of the last decade.